The Kenobi series is really coming full circle on a lot of things. G'day, welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel and the Nerdy Dad review of Obi-Wan Kenobi. As with the rest of the season, this episode was directed by Deborah Chow. For me to talk about the episode, I'm going to need to spoil things, so consider this your spoiler warning. The penultimate episode closed the loop on a number of plot points established in earlier episodes. In what I'm sure is a surprise to absolutely no one, it is confirmed that Reva is the youngling from the first episode. The Grand Inquisitor is alive, as we knew he had to be, and by the end of the episode it looks like the focus is once again on Luke. The plot thread with Lola is also played out. To my mind, that was too easy. I honestly thought Leia was going to have to sacrifice her droid. What would have been a minor sacrifice in the middle of all that carnage, but one that could have helped to forge Leia into who we know she becomes. We loop around a flashback between Anakin and Obi-Wan. I'm not quite sure where that belongs on the timeline. It must have been before or very early in the Clone Wars, because Anakin is still a Padawan. Like many, I still think it would have been cool to see Anakin and Obi-Wan in their Clone Wars armor, perhaps with a young actress playing Snips. But that was always a long shot, and it's pretty much not going to happen with one episode left to go. Throughout the series, I've really liked Tala as a character, R.I.P. With Obi-Wan off the table, given that A, he's the title character, and B, he's alive in New Hope, someone important had to die. It couldn't just be a nameless member of the Path. It had to be someone who would establish a connection with. And killing Tala, unfortunately, made sense. It serves the story. We feel the threat of the Empire and its Inquisitors, and Obi-Wan has experienced even more loss. But this one's raw, this one's fresh. And it's just as he was starting to open up after a decade essentially alone in the desert. Given some of the off-screen stuff that's been going on, what I'm about to say may end up being controversial. I think Reva can't come out of this series alive. I think she has to die next week. To be honest, when I saw Vader with two blades, I thought he was going to execute her like he did Count Dooku. But he didn't, and that's not the reason I think she's going to die. She knows about Luke. She doesn't necessarily know that he's Anakin's son, but she knows who he is, and that is important to Obi-Wan and Bail. I don't think Obi-Wan will want to kill her. Hell, maybe he's not going to be the one to do it. But nobody, especially nobody on the dark side, can know about Luke before A New Hope. Honestly, I can see either Owen or Bail shooting her in the back after Obi-Wan fights her to a standstill. Something that needs to happen next week, whether or not we see them return to Alderaan, Leia needs to be reunited with Bail. 100% we have to see that. Luke has to be protected. 100% have to see that. I think Obi-Wan will have another face-to-face confrontation with Vader. I was 100% on that, and I'm still pretty sure, like 95% sure it will happen. But the more I dwell on it, the less I'm sure it has to. The line in A New Hope is, when I left you, I was but the learner, not when I last saw you. Anakin left Obi-Wan and the Jedi Order in Revenge of the Sith, so it still tracks. If they don't see each other again, the series will likely feel unfinished, and a lot of people will probably be unsatisfied if they tried to pull that. So I think they will see each other again. The other thing I'm 95% sure we're going to see, or at least hear, is Qui-Gon. There were too many allusions to it in the first couple of episodes. We know Qui-Gon couldn't manifest visibly as a Force ghost at the end of the Clone Wars, thanks to the animated Clone Wars series, but we do know that he could do it just before A New Hope, thanks to the Another Point of View book. So I'm 50-50 on whether we see Qui-Gon or just hear his voice. Either way, I believe Liam Neeson is going to reprise his role for the series. I don't think he just came back for Tales of the Jedi. There's still a lot to wrap up in one episode. We've only got a few days left to see if Deborah Chow managed to stick the landing with the finale. No pressure. This is the Nerdy Dad, signing off.